Hey Jerry. Hey Jerry. How are you?
I am good.
Okay. Hey Jerry. Hey Jerry, are you going to demo today?
Sure, yeah.
All right. So can you share your screen?
Okay, wait, do I also turn YouTube off?
Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah, you can turn it off or mute it.
How do I share? Oh,
Um, if uh, um, if you are using the computer, and there should be a green button at the bottom, and you click
it
share.
says the host disabled
Oh, okay. Yeah,
sharing.
and I'm gonna change it. All right. So I guess who can start sharing? Yeah, that's good. And Jerry, you can mute your or you can close your YouTube.
I don't think that was me.
Oh, okay.
Last week we ended off with this code, and our result was this triangle. And for the challenge, we had to flip the triangle so this side will be on this side. So then the triangle will be like this. So I thought since we needed to move these dots to the other side, we would need another function, and that would be a function for a space. So I've done that here, but I've encountered a problem because I figured out that it does like a space for one line and then a dot for one line, and then it does that for all of these. So I want the spaces and the dots to be on the same line. So I've done this. So here I've used return to have the dot and the space to be on the same line, and I have another function that prints the spaces and dots. And also I've replaced the space and dot with X and Y, as you see here. And I also put the in here so that it will print it. So this is my result.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry. So I think you guys already saw what Jerry did, and he's printing the triangle on the. I mean, the tip is on the left side, and the longest side is on the right side. So we just like flip it over, and yeah but today we are going to learn something a little bit new, but I'm going to go back to the program somehow later. But today I will have you to learn something called Unicode. But since at the beginning I want you to go to the W3 school, like what I have here. And at the meantime, I may just end my Zoom because we just use Zoom for question and demo. So I just turn it off. Now I have go to the W3 schools, and the same we will use the go to Python. So let's see what we learned so far. And Michael, I just turned off the Zoom. So let me just show you the Zoom ID, but I just turned it off, and you won't be able to get in. Okay. So yeah, so far we learned a lot in Python, but today we are going to step back a little bit because I talked to some of the students and they still have some confused on some of the Python knowledge. So let's see. So far we learned something called variables. So what variable means? It just some x, y, z, or any name, or my variable, or language, or colors, whatever name you put it in the Python is a variable. And there's something also called data types. When we talk about data types, it just have we already learned the integer data type. We also learn the string. This kind of string, because it is a string, and which use the single quote or double quote to wrap it, and we call string. And we also learn float, and which means you just have a decimal, you have a dot, so like 0.5 or 0.1, and that is called float. And there's something called compress. So unless you are in math, you already learned math, so you know what is compress mean. But here I am not going to get into the compress because I know some of you haven't learned that yet. And also we learned leaks. And leaks is simple. It's like, for example, you have crayons. So you have different color of crayons. You have red, blue, zero, and purple. It's just a list of the values or items or numbers. It's just a list. But when we use the list, we usually use wrap it with bracket, and then it comes with the tuple, and it will wrap it with something is parenthesis, and that is we basically is the same like the list. The list you can add something inside, like in a pencil box. You can add a pencil, add a crayon into the pencil box, right? But in the turbo, unfortunately, if you are set it the first time, you are not able to put anything into the tuple because we are building it like that. And if you have a pencil box and you already have the color inside, you never can get it out or put something inside to the tuple, to the pencil box. And also there's something called a dictionary that we haven't covered yet. What dictionary means is like, for example, you have an English dictionary. So if you want to look up a definition for the word, so you got to look up the key, and we look up the key, and then you can find the definition, and that is called dictionary. And we haven't learned that yet. Also, we have set and frozen set, and we haven't covered that yet. And of course, we learned boolean, and boolean is like just two values. is true or false. So not a big deal. And binary times, and no, we haven't learned this yet. And then we just go for number. So we just cover integer and float, and we talk about casting, and we just have the function called int with a parenthesis. And you think, oh, what is this called? Is a function. It's a built-in function in Python. So that's why if you put a int here, whatever value you put it here, it should be output integer. Like for example, if you put 1, and it will be integer x is equal to 1. All right. So if you have decimal like 2.8, and you put it into this function, it will return just 2, because 2 is an integer without a dot here. Hopefully you know what I mean. If you are your mathematics is good, and you know, yeah, they're just taking the first the part in the integer part instead of the decimal part. Okay, and it can also convert a string from if the string is just a number, is for example is 3 here, and if you convert this string to a number 3 instead of a string. So if you work exactly the same on the float and also on the string. So for the string, it just convert it back. Like for example, you have a number 2, it will convert it to a string 2. What a string 2 means, it just wrap the character 2 in a single quote. Okay, if you have a 3.0, which is float in Python, or you call it decimal, and you use the function called string, str, and it will convert to a string called 3.0 with single quote. So that's what we talk about string. So in the string, and we go here, we are going to print something. If you can use the print function to output a string. Like for example here, if you print hello, and then it will output just hello. And in Python, usually you can do single quote, or either single quote or double quote. It really doesn't matter. Okay. And also, if you have multiple lines, like how about I have a string, I have a paragraph, and a long paragraph. That's how we do, because you have a new line break at the end of every line, right? And how are we going to wrap that multiple line string? And we use these kind of things called triple quote, or free quotes. Yeah, you can use triple quote or free quotes, and yeah, that's how we just wrap the string into the code. Okay, and also we are learning. They said strings are arrays, and because in Python we don't have arrays, so we can say strings are lists. And here, what does it mean? It means just like in the list we have learned, and you can for one string you can think imagine like that. Like you have the index at the beginning. So at the beginning we call 0 index, and then 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's how we can access the number of character in the position. Like in this case, we have hello world here, and we want to go to the in position 1. Let's say just index 1. So we count from 0, 0, and 1, and that's why we get E out of this string. But if it is in the list, and it will work the same. But in the list is not just one character; it should be one item, right? And what we cover here is called slicing. When we do slicing, it's like, and we want to get the character from position 2 to position 5. So what does it mean? It means just count from 0, 1, 2, and here from 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and here. So that's why if you come with like this, and 2 to 5, 2 to 5, and between 2 to 5, between 2 to 5, and you can get a slice, like a slice of cake. Okay, you just cut it and chop it, and then you get a slice of the string. And the funny thing in Python is like, oh, you can do negative indexing. What does it mean? It means like, oh, if you count it from the left side to the right side, usually we use something called positive. But if you count it from the right side to the left side, and you can do negative. Like for example, from the end is 0, right? And then here is -1, here is -2, here is -3, and there's -4 and -5 and -6. And then all the way just go negative. And if you learn it in the math, it really doesn't that hard because it just going backward. If you put a negative, it's just going backward. And that's how we count the index. Okay. And for every string, sometimes you want to know how long it is, like how many characters in this string, right? Like for example, I want to know hello world, and how many string in this, how many character in this string, and then that's why you use a function called len, is for length, and this length function can give you the length of the string, and that is not hard. And there's something called string p, stripe p, and to remove the white space from the beginning of the end. We haven't used that yet, but you can imagine like sometimes you do a typo and you put some space in the from the beginning or at the end, and you just hate it. You don't say, you say, oh, like you're putting the password, you always tie a space or at the beginning or at the end, and it will make your space long, password long. And that's why they have a method called stripe p. Just remove the space from the beginning and the end. And for this function called lower, we just change everything to the lower case, and not a big deal. And of course, for the upper is change everything to the uppercase. And you can also do the replace, like replace a substring to the other string. So we haven't used that yet, but it's just for you to know that we have a function you can for the string, and you can replace a word to the other word. Because sometimes if you are good at do the editing, and you can just have the Control R, and then you can do replace one word to the other word. And also they have the function called split. We use a lot because if we type something and we want to separate with the commas, and that's why we use the split. And this split will return something called a list. and that is use the split function to split the string into multiple items, and that also not that hard. We already used that. And what's this one? It's called check string, and check string is very straightforward. And like for example, if you have a string called txt here, this variable hold this string this long, and I wonder if I already typed if there is a word called ring in this txt or not, and you just type ring in txt. If it's good, and it will return just true here, right? It just check if no is there's no ring here, and it just false. And we will use that somehow later, but not today. And also, if you have the in, and you can say not in, and just say whether the ring is not in this string or not. You just put the not in, okay? And also, here is just going to join two string, and we use a lot. It just this word is long, and I don't know how to spell it. It's just saying concatenation, maybe. But yeah, we usually use a plus. Just use a plus, and you plus two variable. Like you have the first string called hello, and the second string called world. So you plus them, and just a plus b, and then you will get c, and the c is just hello world, and they join together without a space. Okay, but yeah, like here it cover. If you want to put a space, you just a plus a space plus b, and we will print hello world. Okay. And we already learned how to combine the string, right? But they said you can also use something called format, and that is, we haven't covered that yet, but we already used some of them, and which means it just like if you want to put like this one 36 into here, like into here, replace we want to put 36 to here, into this brace, and you just use the variable txt and dot format h, and it will replace this guy. Okay, and we also not covered that yet, but you can imagine how easy it will be used. It's just like you put the brace here, and brace here, and now you put the value like quantity, item number, price into this inside this parenthesis, which that one is a format, and then it just replace the quantity in here, item number in here, and price in the third one. And there are a lot of here, and I couldn't cover most of them. And of course we will cover most of them. But right now I want you to do something very easy. So before we want to go and to do the exercise, we need to go to the website called Repair It. So I'm going to open a new tab, and I also want you to go to Repair It as well. So I will copy this URL and put it here. Okay, I will put it here, and I want you to go this Repair It Python 3. And if you want to save your script, like if you don't want to log them, you should sign up your account here. You click the sign up, and of course you put the your username and password to sign up this site. And they will automatically save it for you. And then next time there should be a button here. You go to my repel, and then you click that button, and then you can pull the things you type in the repel it. But since I haven't signed up yet, and I just use this one, okay? And like this morning, and sometimes if you're like I type something, and your repel it just keep loading, and just keep loading in this side, and or keep saving something and never end. You may just try to refresh it. You reload your page. It would be solve the problem, and it is troubling me. But hopefully this trick will help you. You just go reload the page. Okay. So what am I going to do is like in the Python 3, and we say our string is like something called Unicode, and what they said is Unicode is like for example you have a let's just do some experiments here. So like for example I'm gonna print a number, just A. Okay, so you want to print A, right? And of course it will come an A out. But if I want to print out something like an emoji, so I want to print emoji. So how am I going to print it? And you probably can go like let's pull out some emoji, and your favorite emoji. So I just have the like type Unicode emoji. Yeah, I type this on my Google. Yeah, I type this, and then I hit enter. You just type Unicode emoji. Okay, Unicode emoji. And on the first result set, you should be it will show you unicode.org full emoji list. So full emoji list, right? And I'm gonna click on this. Of course, if you are too lazy to ask Google, and you can definitely just click on the link I show you in the chat box. Okay. So yeah, I have a whole bunch of emoji here, and you see there's different kind of emoji. Every row is one emoji. Like for the first one, it's called grinning face. Grinning face, maybe. I'm not sure, but yeah. And you can just, if you know how to copy things, you would have select it. Now you select this one, right? And you do copy. How are you going to copy it? If you select here, you can do right click and click copy, or if you are good at the shortcut, and you can go do Control+C or Alt+C. And after you copy it, and you go back here, and see I have the problem here like this. So I may just click reroll, and then it should show my problem. Okay, so I just do print. Now I have the string, and I paste. Okay, if you paste, now you click run, and you should have one emoji here, right? Hopefully you can do the same thing like what I did here. and you can do copy and paste, and you have this emoji, right? But there are another way to print the emoji, like print, and also a string. In Python, they will do this, a backslash and uppercase U. And now we go here. Let's see. You have this code. Let me zoom it out. So we have this code. It's called U+1 F600. U+1 F600. Okay. So I'm gonna type U. Already type U plus 1 F006. Okay. But in Python, if you replace the plus to 1, 2, 3 to 30. Okay, after you replace the plus, your string should turn into pink. Now I click run. Oopsie, doesn't work. Is it the right one? F600. Okay. I will change F600. Now it works. Okay, so I just make a mistake. I put the 1F006. It doesn't show up. So I correct my mistake, and it should be 1F600. It will print the happy face here. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to print these two emoji like what I did here, and I want you to show it up in the bread box. I also want you to do the other emoji, like for example, I want you to do the rolling on the floor love thing, this one, the number 7 one, and also show on here. So in either way, in both way, you can do copy paste, or either way you can do copy paste, or you can do this code way. Okay, Helen, if you can't do copy and paste, you may just do this way. In either way, you can do have two emoji. All right, and yeah, I want you to have fun, and then so you can choose probably any of them. Yeah, choose any of them. Okay, once you're done, and let me know, just put it in the chat box and I can know you're done, and then we can move forward to the question we just had last week, which Jerry already finished, and he did a good job. So what is the link of the emoji? What you need to do is just like in Google, you type Unicode emoji. It will tell you the first link. It would be, if you are too lazy to find it out, you just click on my link, and then you can find the emoji, all the emoji over there, all of them. I don't know what happened, but today I always have this kind of problem. It just keeps saving. I have no idea why it looks like that. If you know how to fix it, and please let me know. It just keeps saving, and I have to. Oops. It just keeps saving, and I guess I have to refresh. And my thing is gone. Yeah, I don't know. You have the same problem like mine, or not? Maybe I try Safari and see what happens. I have the Safari. Print emoji. Oopsie. And I have the Unicode emoji. Then I go back here, I print, and I also print. Again, is the code is U plus 1F600. And then I just do a backward slash U plus 1F600, and then I turn the plus to 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. It will turn into the pink, and I refresh. Well, it works. It worked for me. So let me see. Okay. And so I'm gonna close this guy. Keep on. All right. So I think most of you guys have been have done this. So I am going to just I'm going to replace my doc program to use the emoji. Okay. So let me just type my doc program out. So let me see. And the last time we worked on the doc program like this one. And Jerry just have the demo and how to turn this side into this side, right? So I'm gonna replace the dot to some emoji and see if it work or not. At the meantime, if you haven't finished this yet, and you should try your best to finish it. And I'm going to work on the same thing on just do the copy and paste, and I'm going to explain to you at the meantime. So I just put it here, and then it would be the first one is use def. Like last week we define a function called dot. So let me zoom it in, and we have a parenthesis, and which to have the argument, or you say parameter, and either way, parameter or arguments. Okay, and you should have the column here, and now you have a code block called print, and now because you want the dot to repeat number of time, because for example I have 1 time and you should have 1 dot, right? So what I do here is like Like for example, I just always test my program. I put a 6, and it should have 6 dot. Or have 6 dot, right? And then since I want to print a triangle, so I have to use something called for loop. So I use for, like z in. Z is a variable, and for loop is the syntax is for something in something. So we have some function called range, and now we have since we have 17, and then you do 17, and then if z is less than 9, now if less than 9, which means we have the first triangle, and we do z plus 1, and you may ask why is z need to plus 1, because the range 17, it will create a range from 0 to 16, but totally is 17 numbers. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 until 16, but start from 0. So that's why the z, if the z is less than 9, and then z is z equal to 0, it should be 1. So that's why we have to plus 1. And I'm gonna show you like this. So you see like this, right? The first half of triangle, and the next half of triangle, it would be like this. It's upside down, and so I'm gonna do that. It just else, and call the function again, and I have 17 subtract z. And you may ask the same question, why I have 17 subtract z, because we just want to cut it down. Like for example, I have 9, so 17 subtract 9, it should be 8. So I want to print 8 here, okay? And then if my one is the z is 10, it should be only 7, so 7. So also I'm gonna run it for you, and then if you have the triangle like this. So of course we just learned the emoji, right? So we're going to put the emoji here. We change the dot to the emoji. Like I go to the emoji, choose one of them. Like for example, I want the angel one, like this angel one, right? If you like it, and you can choose the heart one, or the starstruck, whatever you want. But I like this one, the angel one. Just U plus 1F607. F607. Hopefully I can memorize them. So it's like I change to U, but you have to have the backslash, right? Backslash U30 and 1F and 607, and it turned to the pink color. And now I'm going to run it. So all my emoji come together like this. Okay, so we already learned what we already learned the emoji things, right? What Jerry showed us, he can turn it upside down, flip it over. So I'm gonna turn it flip it over, but in different way. So but before that, I want you to do exactly what I did here, and hopefully you can type it quick. And once you're done, please let me know. And you just turn the emoji to whatever you like. And after that, please let me know and put it into the chat box so I can know you are done. And then we can move forward. Hey Helen, if most of the time you can do the copy and paste, like you hold your mouse like this one, you click on the one click on the thing you want to copy and you hold it, and then hold your mouse and move around, and then if you highlight, and now you can do in your computer, you do the shortcut Control plus C. And now if you want to paste it, you do Control V. But here I want you to just type this way, because I want you to know in Python 3 they usually store the things in the something called Unicode. Like what we learned here is called the Unicode. Okay, it's called Unicode. But that's the thing I want you to learn today. Even it's easier for you guys, but it's fun, right? If you can't get the letters to turn pink, which means your format is not right. It should be have at the beginning you should have a backslash. What backslash mean is backslash means is going to escape this character. So, and then you will type a uppercase U. Uppercase U. It should be uppercase. And then it should be 0, 0, 0 to 30 to replace the plus. And now you can type the code 1F607. Right? It should work for you. If not, and you might be you are using something, change your browser or something. Hopefully it's working for you. All right, so you do, and don't forget, of course, don't forget you have the code, single code, because we are using a string, and that's why we have the single code or double code, right? So you should have the emoji, and of course you can have two emoji here, right? You say, oh, I want to have two emoji. So what you're going to do is just like, for example, is F601, and I'm going to add one more. F000 F1 F601. You see? F601 F601. Okay. And then I'm gonna run it. Wow, it doesn't look good. I'm not sure what. Oh, F501. Sorry, F601. So like this. Or I may just put a space here, a little bit space, and see what happens. Now you will have something like this. And also here, let's see. I just put more space. It looks, yeah, I put two emoji here, right? One emoji here, one emoji here. But I want to maybe I just put one space and see what happens. One space. And now you click run. and it should be like this. Right? So yeah, maybe you print more emoji and putting more emoji here, right? So hopefully you guys are already done here. So I just keep one emoji, and I'm gonna count how many emoji in my first line. So I have one emoji in my first line, right? And if I want to flip it from this side to this side, so how many emoji in my first line? So of course it's only one, right? So in my first line, let's do it here. In my first line, it should be have one emoji. But since I want to put the space in the front of here, and I put my emoji at the end, so how many space should I have? How many space should I have in front of my emoji? Since totally I have I should have 9. How many I have? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I should have a space, one emoji and a space, right? But I should put the a space in front of my emoji because I want to flip it. Okay, flip it. And my second line, if you count, it should have two emojis. And of course, it should have 7 space, right? And the third line, 6 space. And now you should have 3 emoji. And now you should have 5 space plus 4 emoji for your fourth line. And then you blah blah blah, and then you can go all of them, but you will find a funny things is like if a plus 1 equal to 9 and 7 plus 2 equal to 9, and also 6 plus 3 equal to 9, and then you do 5 plus 4 equal to 9, right? And so we just want to change this function a little bit. Change our function a little bit. Since the number of emoji we have is already correct, and we just want to know how many space we want to print it out. Am I right? So for example, I have the first line I need a space in front of my emoji. So how am I going to get a space? My solution is like this. So first, I will have a space here, and multiply by what? By 9, subtract number. Now you press them together. Okay, you press them together. Let's just comment this one thing now. And let's see what happened. Right? So hopefully you got what I'm saying. I just want to have a space in front of my emoji. And how to have the a space? You should use 1 space multiplied by 8. If the second line, if you want to have 7 spaces, And then you do the same thing, space, multiple by 7. And at the meantime, it has the two emojis in the second line. So that's why you just use 9 subtract number, and then you would have 7, right? Now you would have the triangle to flip it over. Would it be much more easier for you guys to understand in this way? We all just use math. Okay, so I'm not sure. Does anyone have the Windows and then they do the same thing like what we just type here and using the U, and you should have emoji here. If you still having problem, you can just use copy and paste solution. Just come over here, you highlight it, you do Control C, or you right click and click copy, and you go back here, and now you instead of using the code, you replace them with an emoji, and now you run it, it will still work. Okay, and also if you still have the problem with that emoji thing, and you can just copy the code you use and put it into the chat box, and we can take a look. Right? Yeah, because maybe the emoji is taking more space. Like it's not just like one space. It may be taking more space. I'm not sure. So that's why they overlap a little bit. But like what I said before, and you can just do some space here, and let's see. Whoopsie. If I put the space here, it would turn into like this. Is it fun? Like I put the space here, I remove the space. Never thought about that. Like this, right? You squeeze, and if you put the space here, it will turn into a diamond. Alright, sounds good. So I want you to do the same thing like what I did here, and it should show you a diamond. So far we know in Python, our string is usually we use something called Unicode. So the first Unicode we learned today is we put the something called emoji here. It's not like just like the A B C D E F G. but you should know that there's some of the code we might be heard about that. It's called Ascama. Ascama. What does it mean? Like this. Ascama. Okay. So what Ascama means is like they have 0 to 200 and probably 255, and each code will represent one character, right? But somehow later, because our computer getting popular, because in the old day we are all using something like the black and white box, this kind of black and white box, and they found that if we only use this much character, it doesn't fit to the other language, like for example in French or Chinese or the other language. So that's why they want to expand from the Ascama to more code. So that's why they use something called Unicode. And in the Unicode, and they have more characters, including our emojis, and that's what I want to learn today, because you're not going to learn that in very deep, but at least you know there's things called Unicode in Python, and they store on this kind of format for the string. And they also, if you are doing the web programming, and they also have the Unicode. Okay, so but I don't want you to get into too much on that, but at least you understand the name called Unicode character sets, and that's for you, the first lesson for you to know something like this. And also I want you to make the triangle things. So after that, oh god, after that, what I want you to do today, the homework is like, of course you can try different emoji. That's the first homework. The second one is I want you guys to install the PyCharm. So how to install the PyCharm? Like you go to the website called, go to Google, right? Just type PyCharm. In the first one, PyCharm is saying the PyCharm, the Python IDE for professional developers, because we are going to be very professional developers. That's why we will use professional in the professional way. So you click download, and now if you are in like me in math, and you click math and click download here, you are going to install the PyCharm. If you are in Windows, you should click Windows here, and you're going to download the Windows, and then you are going to install the software. If you are feeling hard to do that, the first you should ask your parent to help you to install into your computer, and from there, probably after 2 weeks, we start to using the PyCharm instead of this website. instead of this website, because with the PyCharm we can install some package, some funny package. For example, if you want to make a game like Py game like this kind of things. I'm not sure, I haven't used that before, but yeah, you can use get started, yeah, like doing some Pygame things, or you are going to do something else. We have better to have an IDE like PyCharm, something like this. Okay, so if you are still having the problem and your parent cannot solve the problem, just have them to send me an you can send me an email, or either have the have your parent to send the message to me in a WeChat, and then we can work together with the Zoom, and so we can solve the problem. But I want you to install the PyCharm, okay? Install the PyCharm. That's your second homework. And I guess that's it for today, because it's 4 p.m. All right, it's 4 p.m. So yeah, again, if you have any question, please let me know. I'm going to turn on my Zoom, and you can talk to me if you have any question. And again, my Zoom is this one. All right, so that's it for today. And today we didn't learn that much. We only learned the emoji things, use some Unicode format to show the emoji. But next week we are going to learn, go back to learn something called if.
I'm right now installing the.
So let me just turn off my. Right. So that's it for the day. And today we didn't learn that much.
I'm now installing the.
So let me just turn.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, son, I can hear you.
All right. So I just want to reiterate the homework. So we just download PyCharm and play around with the Unicode.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I already downloaded PyCharm though, so I guess yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So
Okay,
have you used PyCharm before?
Well, actually, I attended some online workshops the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And we used PyCharm a bit.
Okay.
We used the PS.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, okay.
I downloaded the PyCharm now.
Yeah, just download it and install it and try to use the PyCharm to run some code.